Morning, faithful viewers. Thank you once again for joining us for another edition of Prime Flash. As part of activities to mark President Paul Biya's 39th anniversary in power, a series of photo frames of the head of state from November 6, 1982 till date have been displayed at Salle des Fêtes d'Aqua in Douala. The pictures were taken by an artist and photojournalist in color to portray major strides of President Paul Biya's greater achievements on infrastructure, economic and culture in the littoral region. The photo exhibition, which started on November 5, continued yesterday, November 9, under the patronage of the Douala City Mayor, Roger Mbasindine, and equally saw the presence of the governor of the littoral region, Samuel Dieudonné Ivaha Diboa. Let's now have the governor of the littoral region, Samuel Dieudonné Ivaha Diboa, talking about the importance of this exhibition.
How progress is done as far as sports field is concerned, economic and other matters. So we can say that we are proud of what Mr. Kolo is doing for the history of Cameroon. Take the good pictures at a given time in our history is good. You see, the head of state came to Douala many times and also for many occasions. So it can be a good testimony to tell that what the head of state has done for Douala is huge. As far as Douala, even the littoral region is concerned. And we are proud of what you have seen today.
With the textile industry in Cameroon still struggling to establish in the national market, importers continue flooding the country with new clothes from Europe and Asia, hence making it difficult for young designers in the country to promote their art. Joy Ngong met with some Cameroonian designers and compiled the following.
Industry in Cameroon still faces difficulties finding a place in local wardrobes. To counter the domination of imported products, local designers are trying to stand out with a creative offer. According to stylists like Ama Betran, they aim to capture customers who are looking for originality and multiply production.
We now come up with the classic casuals like this, which don't necessarily need to carry a lot of those fabrics. We make it very simple and classy, elegant, which you can always put it on. We can do something like this for you. It has a cap, it has a touch of the fabric which you feel is too expensive. So, as an African designer, we can always create options for our clientele. We give them an option which is very affordable. Turning up in this, you might still look the same like the person who had the more expensive outfit. And we have stuffs which range from the same amount, like 10,000 francs and above. So we are now trying to create a market where everybody can reach out to something.
Several other brands have flourished with the aim of achieving significant circulation while expressing their uniqueness. Brands that intend to seduce customers by symbolizing made in Cameroon.
We have a lot of events that will require African and made in Cameroon outfits. You know, we've lived in a culture where a lot of people have been wearing suits to weddings, but right now, I think what attracts people more to what you wear are stuff that we create ourselves, our culture. Things have been dominating the market like the atogo, the handmade, the bamileke, and all of that. When you wear that to a Cameroonian occasion, even in Cameroon and abroad, you stand different. So I've been trying my possible best to create new designs.
The promotion of local production, however, seems to be difficult as it is rather expensive, a deficit which the designers blame on high cost and unavailability of inputs.
The fabrics itself, they're a little bit expensive. Like when it comes to our Northwest, our Bamenda outfit, look like, for example, this fabric, this is a beautiful African fabric. It is called Ndo. It's from the Western region, the Bamilekes. It happens to be one of the most expensive African fabric. A meter of it is 50,000 francs. So imagine you have to style an outfit like this. I sell this 200,000, 750,000. Averagely, a normal worker, based on our Cameroon's economy, how things are difficult right now, thinking about moving 150,000 maybe to spend on an outfit like this, knowing you can get you like 15 Western casuals I think a lot of people prefer to go for that.
In reality, Cameroon still imports more clothes. In 2019, the country spent more than 100 billion francs CFA to import over 121,000 tons of textile materials, with nearly 4 billion on second-hand clothes. The local textile industry, still in its infancy, is therefore suffocated.
At least 1,000 Cameroonians who fled atrocities from the northwest and the southwest regions are reported to have received humanitarian assistance from President Paul Biya. The exercise, which was launched on the premises of Cameroon's consular service in Calabar, Nigeria, was supervised by the consul Patrice Onana. Each Cameroonian refugee aged 18 and above is said to have received basic needs and foodstuff. Over in the southwest region, where plans are underway to include organizations of persons with a disability and in development and humanitarian programs in the southwest region. This was disclosed by Agbo Valerie, president of the coordinating unit of the Association of Persons Living with a Disability in the southwest region. Clarice Ekowe reports.
Years ongoing Anglophone crisis has no doubt affected all spheres of life. The case of persons with disability is more precarious given their vulnerability. In crisis-affected zones of the southwest region, persons with disability face a couple of challenges, including low humanitarian responses that can identify their specific needs, exclusion from participation in developmental projects, among others.
The legal instrument states clearly that they are part of the society, they're part of the community, and so you are not doing it as a result of a favor, but it is his or her right. Persons with disability are knowledgeable, they have the sound mental capacity to contribute to development.
It is on this backdrop that the coordinating unit of Association of Persons with Disability of the Southwest region is looking forward to the organization of its first regional conference under the theme Changing Our Perspective for an Inclusive and Local Development that will bring on board important stakeholders in the region to brainstorm on the concept of disability and ensure an inclusive development.
This workshop is coming at a time where we observe that before now, most programs are not inclusive. But when we exchange this note and after this conference, a lot is going to change.
The conference, built for Wednesday, November 10, 2021 to Thursday, November 11, 2021 in Boya, will be chaired by the President of the Southwest Executive Council.
Organizing the first ever Southwest Regional Conference for Organizations of Persons with Disability. Running between the 9th and 10th, 11th of November 2021, venue Boya Mountain Hotel. This is to tell you that while we were going on a low key, we're gathering steam to come back with a very interesting activities.
It is expected that through the program, equal and fair opportunities will be given to persons with disability in the execution of developmental plans based on their technical know-how.
We stay in the southwest region, where the newly elected members of the Meme League of the Cameroon Football Federation met in Kumba yesterday, November 9, chaired by the newly elected president Sumelong James. To the meeting had in attendance other stakeholders in the division. Tamfu Sidwan reports all the way from Kumba.
The first familiarization meeting bringing together newly elected officials of the Meme League of Cameroon Football Federation, headed by Sumilong James Ewane, and other stakeholders, presidents of football association and municipal authorities, took place on Friday, 5th November 2021 in Kumba. The interactive session was timely, as the president says they are ready and capable to take football to a celebrative moment again, as sport cannot be discussed in Cameroon without the past glories of soccer in Meme division.
I was part of the past glories that you mentioned as a player. And then I went away for some time and I came back and the glimmer was gone. It's not going to take a day to bring that glimmer back. And I hope that within my term, I will either get there or at least prepare a pedestal from which other people will attain that glimmer.
During the meeting, Mr. Tambe Eno Bernard donated goal net and Fika Food handbook to the incoming team as a payback for starting his football journey in Kumba as a celebrated referee in the second and first division, and even a member of the referee association in Cameroon.
We have poor pitches, we have bad goal nets, and so on and so forth, and even the laws of the game are not well interpreted. So I decided today to give goal nets to the newly elected executive of Emily of Fika Food, and the internal rules and regulations of Fika Food, which is like the Bible of the Federation.
He says he prays that other stakeholders support football in Meme Division.
I'm encouraging administrators in town, municipal administrators, civil administrators, so on and so forth. Let them do something for this town because Kumba is right behind. You cannot talk football without development in Cameroon. Kumba is opportune to have had some of us, and I'm just appealing that we all put hands on deck to do something. We have so many people out of Kumba.
Quiz on how possible football can be reanimated in the division. Sumilong James Ewane says he is optimistic about the project.
It is in anticipation of what we feel stakeholders should do, because it is not the affair of the president alone or his first vice president or his second vice president or the homologation committee or the teams. Other people play an important role. The brilliant, the glamorous past that you mentioned a while ago was actually fanned, was ignited and supported by even people in the market of Kumba.
Elections are over and the James Ewane-led team will only be judged at the end of their mandate.
We flip to our health page. November is Lung Cancer Awareness Month. The month is set aside to amplify the importance of early diagnosis regarding the illness. Our reporter, Bokengo Wadi.
Accounting for an estimated 1.8 million deaths yearly, lung cancer, either non-small cell and small cell cancer, is a life-threatening disease born by uncontrolled formation of cells in the body, especially the lungs, and triggered most especially by smoking, secondhand smoke, previous radiation therapy, exposure to radon, amongst others.
Cancer is an uncontrolled growth of cells in a body part. Now, looking at lung cancer, we are looking at this uncontrolled cell growth at the level of the lungs. One of the most predisposing factors to lung cancer in our world of today is smoking. According to the Mayo Clinic, smoking accounts to about 80% of lung cancer cases in our world. Apart from smoking, other risk factors to lung cancer will include, we have genetic factors, that's family genes, we have inhalation of toxic substances.
Being the second most common kind and form of cancer in both men and women worldwide, early diagnosis and recognition of the signs and symptoms is key for survival as well as preventing the disease.
Some of the signs and symptoms to lung cancer will include persistent cough for about 2 to 3 weeks, the coughing out of blood, we have breathlessness. Remember, we are talking about lung cancer. And the lung is responsible for gaseous exchange, that is, the taking in of oxygen and the sending out of carbon dioxide. If this system is tampered with, obviously there will be difficulties in breathing.
The nurse, Babla, lays emphasis on the fact that
having all these symptoms, will you say you have lung cancer? No. We should not conclude so fast. You go to the hospital and you get your diagnosis to confirm your test.
It is important to note that lung cancer is much more prevalent and susceptible to men than women. Though lung cancer, like every other cancer, can be preventable, healthy lifestyle choices, regular physical exercise, avoid smoking as well as secondhand smoke, regular medical checkup at the hospital are paramount in achieving the estimated 5-year survival rates for all cancers.
Still on health, Public Health Minister Dr. Manauda Malachi has in a statement revealed that no Cameroonian has died after receiving vaccination jabs against COVID-19. This was during a press briefing with Public Service Minister Joseph Lay, during which they outlined the merits of vaccinating civil servants and state workers across the country. According to statistics, 50% out of 29,000 state workers in Cameroon are expected to be vaccinated in a free anti-COVID-19 vaccination campaign that begins this Wednesday, November 10, 2021. And out of the country, Tigrayan rebels are reported to have raped, robbed, and beaten up several women during an attack on a town in Ethiopia, according to an investigation released on Wednesday, November 9, by the humanitarian rights watchdog Amnesty International. 14 out of 16 women from the town of Nefas were gang raped in August during an offensive by the Tigray People's Liberation Front. 15 of the 16 rape survivors Amnesty International interviewed described suffering physical and mental health problems as a result of the attack. It's a wrap for today's edition, produced by Akeba, Desmond. At the technical assistance, we had Mancho Robert. For presentation, I am Audrey Zatsa. Coming up next is In the House with Eileen Sama and her ladies. Bye.